There's excitement all over Western New York for tonight's game, and 2 on Your Side's Jackie Roberts joins us live from one of those locations fans have been gathering, Buffalo City Hall. Jackie, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Claudine, all week fans have been stopping here outside City Hall to get their photo taken in front of these banners. We've seen quite a few people just in the time we've been standing here. And another place fans are prepping for the game is restaurants, which for most of Erie County wasn't an option for the bulk of the season. As you know, in the orange zone, restaurants were limited to outdoor seating or takeout. That changed this week following a lawsuit against the state, and they're now allowed to open indoors at 50% capacity with several other safety precautions in place. The owner of Doc Sullivan's in 40 Thieves and the manager of Danny's South in Orchard Park say they're happy to have customers back inside, but it's been a lot of work getting ready for the game with relatively short notice.
We had everything outside as of yesterday. We brought it all inside. We had all our TVs outside. We just put them all inside. And it went back and forth with the health department in the state saying, no, you can't, yes, you can. And then finally they gave us an okay. And we all, obviously everybody got to open, which I'm sure every restaurant around is so thrilled right now.
I didn't think we were going to open overnight like that. So putting everything together and getting staff together, it was definitely a lot of work, but we did it. We were very busy. You could tell the customer wants to come back. The phones are ringing off the hook.
But one of the challenges they're facing is that while tonight's game starts at 8:15, they still have to be closed by 10 o'clock, which will likely be right around halftime. And we'll have much more on this coming up tonight on Channel 2 after the game, so stay with us. For now in Buffalo, Jackie Roberts, Channel 2 News.